We're on time again, baby. We have a very special guest again tonight, all the way from Pennsylvania, man. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Hey everyone, I'm Mick Michaels. I play guitar for the band Corners of Sanctuary.
No, you guys have been around quite a while now, actually. I was doing my research today, right?
10, 10 years this year. Yep, 10 years.
Yeah, because you released the full album in 2010 or 12? 11 or 12, sorry.
Our first full length was in 2012. We had an
Hmm.
EP out prior to that.
Okay, because yeah, you guys have racked up some albums, eh? You got like four out now.
We actually, depending on how you count them and who's counting them, there's more than that actually. But we have a couple best of compilations that include new material and re-recorded material. We have a couple Christmas albums, if that. Um, there's one, two, three albums that kind of like that aren't available anymore. They were kind of like pulled a number of years ago. Three, four, five, six. Uh, so technically, like major album, six, seven. So you got
Oh,
Blood and Steel releasing next week. It'd be eight.
no, I'm excited. I kind of got a little sneak peek of what's
Yeah,
coming out, man, and fuck, I'm happy. Like, we just did Turbo Snake the other day. You guys kind of are in the same genre where you've kept that old school original metal sound, you know?
yeah. Yeah, it's a real niche market, but it's what we grew up on. It's kind of where our heart is in terms of writing and playing music. So we just do what comes natural to us, and that was our error. So keeping it alive is it
Oh,
works.
no, it works just fine, man. I found you on YouTube finally today. I've had you up on my Spotify for a bit now, and then watching some of your videos and that. You got to tell me about the Polka Dot Room. You guys did that video in.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to
Uh,
remember what. Go on, tell us.
well, it's for the video Casualties of War for the single that was
Hmm.
on Blood and Steel Volume 2. That we call it, we joke around like that's our 80s video that we finally got to do after all this time. We we filmed it at a Bounce U, and if you're not familiar with that, it's basically one of those places that have the big blow up inflatable, jumping
Oh,
thing, and
yeah.
people have parties and stuff. So when we were scouting out for locations, when we looked at the facility, we were unaware that it had all of this lighting effect and things that it had all production already there. So when they took us to the tour and they said, "Well, would you want to use any of this?" and they turned on the smoke machine and the lights and how the carpet kind of went nuts. It was like, yeah, this is it. This is definitely it. And then we had World War II footage
Hmm.
projected big back wall while we were playing. So we wanted to show like there's one world that everybody thinks could be like shoots and ladders and a real good time, but then there's another world that people are always fighting for,
That's
and
right
that's kind
behind
of like,
you too, right? Like,
yeah, you're seeing the both ends of it. So we
hmm.
wanted to put the two together.
No, I've noticed you guys use a lot of old war footage and stuff in a few of your videos. Uh, are you a history buff? Is that where you draw a lot of your inspiration and stuff from your
Uh,
music, or?
I myself, I'm not really that big of a history buff. I don't read very well, but it is interesting. I do like I like reading or watching about war and battle and the
Hmm.
warrior spirit and all that. Our drummer Matt T, he's a history buff. He's got a master's in history, so he's got a really deep interest in it. But we one of our main themes is war and battle. It's kind of a cool little thing it kind of works well with the music, but we kind of use it as a way to demonstrate the power of the individual, right? Overcoming obstacles, self empowerment, right? Uh,
Yes.
the challenge and moving on type of thing. So we kind of use a lot of that metaphorically.
No, that's fantastic. I'm a huge history buff. My dad was. He's the one that kind of got it. Major wars and stuff like the Civil War, World War One, World War Two, right? And then to see your videos and watch the old footage and stuff, it's like I've seen some of this footage before it was in your video. So I kind of felt
Yeah,
connected to the video that way, right? It's like, oh, I've seen
sure.
this before. I know what they're talking about now, you know?
Sure. The in Casualties of War, a lot of that footage was from D-Day.
Mm.
Um, so I mean, it was so impactful. I mean, there's some of it, you're watching it when when you're combing through it to see if you want to use it or not. Um, you're watching. I got to give it to them. Whoever was filming it, boy, they had to man that camera and not leave it.
Oh,
But you're watching guys hit the beach and they're being hit already with fire and drop, and it's real emotional, real moving. And when we seen it, we're like, this is that yin and yang that we're trying to come across with the song, right?
mm-hmm.
Actually, the lights and the carpet and all that
Yeah, I got it
create
right.
create this like, oh, it's like a good time, rocking thing, but the lyrics and that the overlay of the World War II footage really puts it into a different perspective if you're really listening to or paying attention to the
Yeah.
lyrics.
It's like you said, we wouldn't have that fun room with polka dots and
Right,
fucking blow up houses and shit
right,
if we didn't
right.
storm that beach,
That's
or
right.
got
That's
on
right.
that boat. So
That's right. Because of that, we got to spend a whole Saturday afternoon there.
that's awesome, man. How
Yeah.
was that though? Like, did you guys participate on the bouncy houses and shit, or did you just
Yeah.
shoot the
Listen,
video and
yeah, at the end of the shoot, we actually got, because we had a small crew with us as well. So we got to get on there, and I mean, we're a little older, so it's not like we can only bounce so much and then the hip gives out, right? But we got,
yeah, yeah.
what I mean? We did some stuff. So, it was pretty cool, just the atmosphere and the fact that it was self-contained in terms of the special effects. We didn't have to
Hmm.
do most of that. Nowadays you do a lot of stuff digitally, but it was already there, which was really cool. So they just hit the button and we just started filming, and it worked out well.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, I did catch another video. You guys were in your buddy's pool, or is that one of your pools? You guys were
No,
down in
well,
the bottom of it.
we did that last summer during COVID. We had a difficult time finding a location to film the video. And so what we did was we found a private property that someone had an Olympic-sized pool drained. And so we rented it out for the afternoon to film. We did this in August. Man, was it
Hmm.
hot there. So
It looked warm.
yeah, it
And you
was
guys
hot.
full gear. You had your jacket on. You're
Now,
like full
you
out.
know, I don't think it's kind of like when if you go to the Grand Canyon and the further you go down, the hotter it gets. We weren't putting that together in the pool. We
No,
figured,
right?
well, it should be okay. We had some fans running, but they didn't do. So we did that. We had the whole afternoon booked at, and actually knowing that it was mid-August, we had I think we booked it for after 3 o'clock because we were hoping that, well, the sun starts to go down, we'll get some cool. But by the time we arrived on the premises, they were calling for a storm to roll in within an
Oh,
hour and a half or so. So we had to gear up. Luckily, we had to gear up really fast. So we were I think we were using 3 or 4 cameras at one time, um, to get through just in case it did start storming. But we got lucky. We got through it before the storm. We actually got a few hours in of shooting before the storm came, so that was good.
oh, that's all right. That's always good, man. Because
Yeah,
most of my jobs, like we're not supposed to work, they say in the rain or if it's too cold, but we work right through the rain.
right.
Nothing sucks more than
Yeah,
that.
scary. I think we would, if it just rained, we would have worked through it. But we were a little concerned about, like, light, thunder, lightning, that type of stuff
Hmm.
with cameras and stuff like that, because we had, again, a small film crew there with us, and we didn't want to be liable for anything additional.
No, no doubt, right? I hear that. Cause yeah,
Yeah,
you guys obviously paid, you rented out those spots. That's out of your pocket and so forth, right? Like,
yeah.
are you guys largely an independent band then when it comes to that, or?
I look at us, even though we're with a label, we've been with labels on and off for 10 years, but we still look at ourselves as we're an independent band. At the end of the day, it's in our corner to how our career is going to go, right? Success largely depends on the decisions we make and the work that we put in. You can't rely on something else. Nowadays,
No,
labels are, they assist with some distribution and stuff like that, maybe some physical copies. They help spread the word out there, but it's the band's job, or the artist, the musicians, however you want to look at it. It's their job as well, probably more so, to get out there and doing it, because the label's got somebody else in the roster who's coming up and going to release something, so they're only going to give you a certain amount of attention, and then
no,
it's up
exactly.
to the rest. So if you get into the habit of doing it all the time, there's never a low period. So you're always involved. We call ourselves, like, we're an independent, in the trench type of band. So we're
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff. We roadie for ourselves. We carry equipment. Just things that you should be doing anyway, in my
I
opinion.
was gonna say, you don't just jump out the album and then sit back and
No.
wait for everyone else to do all the work for you in that sense,
Not today. Not today, man. Because
No.
that album, really, the day it releases is usually the day it disappears, because it's all in the pre-promotion, the pre-sale,
Yeah.
the pre-promotion time. Because then people have already gotten it and they're moving on. With the streaming services, there's so much music right now. It's like
unreal, bud. You get drowned out real quick in that sense, right?
You get lost really quick. 2 million plus coming out on Spotify a month, you get lost quick.
Yeah, it's so true. Now you're on the platform as well, then, right?
Yeah, for the most part, we're on at least all the major ones. I know some of the smaller ones we have, and depending on which label we were with, everybody has a slightly different formula as to what platforms they want to use. But the big ones, that we're on, you find us. And I'm sure if you do a search for us, you can find some free downloads too, illegally somewhere. So they're out there.
Of course, right?
Yeah.
My sister, like, I'm actually getting up in age now. She used to record songs off the radio, and that's how she made her tapes.
Yeah, I remember doing that. Sure, I remember doing that.
Yeah, right. Or she'd record on the VHS, like MTV, do all the videos, and then she'd fucking play them over and over.
Right. I got you.
Yeah, but so yeah, you guys have toured with some pretty good bands. I know Anvil. They're fucking. I've seen them once or twice. Fucking fantastic. The Reaper, Grim Reaper. You toured with them as well, right?
Yeah. It's we've been fortunate to work with some really cool bands, especially bands from our era, growing up. So that's even more of a thrill. You get a chance to do that. And we played with some more modern, we worked with Butcher Babies and Sponge and Tantric and different bands like that. Even Janet Gardner from Vixen, we've worked with her. We recently played with the Three Tremors. So it's some cool things. I mean, it's really cool. Like I said, we got, like, some of our bands that we grew up listening to, like Striper and stuff. We got to work with them, and that's in Grim Reaper, like I said earlier. That's like the icing on the cake. You get a chance to meet these people and talk to them, and it's just you don't put it together like, oh my God, I never thought that 35 years ago that I have this opportunity. But
yeah, you're sharing the stage with them, right? Like that's that's right there would be satisfying for me for sure. It'd be
because I mean, we're fans. We're fans of the music, so really cool.
Oh, we got another Butcher Baby fan here. There it is.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you met them as well. Look at that.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago, actually.
Yeah.
Here's the poster from the show.
Oh, fuck, right on. I was going to ask you about your background there.
Yeah. These are some of the shows that we played over the years. I mean, like there's Udo. There's the first time we did with Grim Reaper. Striper here, Bullet Boys up here. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's just so, because at our age we kind of forget. Our bass player goes, "Did we play with them?" And because you forget. So we go, "Yeah, right here alone."
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just in case, the memory goes quick.
Yeah, I like that. I've been and gone to so many concerts. Like, it's when I don't even look at the list now. When they tell me, my buddies are like, "We're going to a show." Okay, I'll go. I don't even care who's playing. Probably seen them, But once we get there, it's like, "Oh yeah, I see these guys," and then the memories come back, right?
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, I keep all my concert tickets in a big photo album. So every once in
Oh,
a while, I'll sit down and reminisce. Oh, I remember this, I remember
yeah,
that.
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, but it's hard to recall them at this age now. Like, can't just pull it out of a hat anymore.
Yeah, you got to spend a little bit just thinking about it. Let me see. Is that Yeah. So,
Yeah. So, what are some of the best shows you've been to see, like as a fan and in the crowd?
as a fan, um, well, that I mean, if I want to go back into the '80s, I remember like the when Bon Jovi was coming through Philly with the Slippery When Wet, he did 4 nights or 3 nights, I think 3 or 4 nights, 4 nights, and
Mm.
I seen show 1 and 3, and I thought that was phenomenal. Um, when White Snake and Great White did the Great White Snake tour, that was an awesome show.
White Snake. I haven't heard that in a while, man.
Yeah,
All right.
they that's when they had that super group, just when that he let John Sykes go and brought in um
Mm.
Adrian Vandenberg and Vivian Campbell and all, so that was a pretty phenomenal show actually. I don't know, like I've seen Judas Priest, and that's been a great show. I seen the Kiss
Yeah.
reunion tour. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah,
Uh,
I actually finally got to see Kiss in Chicago at the Open Air Festival a couple of years back. They headlined the one night. They were the final show, I think, on the Saturday, and they were a good show. Like, nice to see them back in the day, and but it was still
yeah,
pretty fun.
yeah. Actually, some of the shows that we've been fortunate enough to play on, we make it a point to be able to try to enjoy the show too. Like when we opened for Udo and he was doing all the Accept hits, uh, he was like spot on, man. It was like 1983 all over again. He was so powerful, and you closed your eyes and it was Accept. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I remember seeing Accept with Dio years, back in the '80s, and that was
yeah,
phenomenal. And just having that opportunity to be behind the stage, on the side of the stage, watching Udo perform, Balls to the Walls and stuff like that, it was just such a thrill. It really, I mean,
yeah.
again, I mean, like you said, just that alone is such a, like a
Hmm.
perk of what we're doing. You know what I mean? You quickly forget, oh yeah, we're done. Let's pay attention to the pros now. You know what I mean? That kind of,
Yeah.
it's really
Actually,
cool.
one of the first bands I had on was Dave from Spengali, the drummer, and they opened for Metallica overseas. And he said he's
Right?
doing the show, and he looks over and there's Hetfield leaning on the wall just watching, right? And as they finished up their set, he said all he did was give us the head nod, and he said we knew we were good when that guy goes, a good show, right? Like,
Yeah. No, I know something similar, but that's really cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
mhm. Oh, Doug here's dropping all kinds of comments on us. Not
Oh,
much,
there you
bud. Can't
go.
wait to see you this Monday. He'll be joining us on our new show every fucking Monday night.
Cool.
I haven't come up. Well, I don't think we have a name for her yet. I haven't. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I got a little promotion video I'll put up right after this. I forgot to do it last night. So, who are some of the? Is there any newcomers that you're listening to that you're really enjoying that we should also know about? Or
Um, I don't now. I don't. I'm a throwback listener myself.
Mhm.
I listen to a lot of Sinatra and the Beatles, as well as like
Yeah.
Judas Priest. Um, that kind of like I'm kind of trapped, unfortunately, in a certain uh time frame on
Hmm.
but I mean, like, over the years I got into Disturbed years ago, and yeah, I mean, I know that sounds like I'm kind of either shallow or kind of,
No, not at
I,
all.
I stay with I don't know, whatever moves me. I mean, there's stuff that I hear and I don't really know who it is.
Yeah,
Whether it's
you
on
like it, but
Yeah, whether it's on like satellite, or if I do
hmm,
listen to radio and stuff like that. I'm not really a digital downloader, so I'm not up on all that kind of stuff. Like if it moves me, man, I dig it,
yeah.
but So there probably is some stuff like, again, like, you know, like for the modern day crooners, I like Michael Bublé. You know, I know that's not real metal, but at the same time, there's a lot you can learn about soulfulness, uh, you know,
Yeah.
melody, putting the music in a certain
Bubble per
way.
se.
So yeah, so it reaches like a bigger audience at the same time, even though
Hmm.
we're writing for a niche group, but that doesn't mean that we have to leave it there. It can kind of broaden itself by bringing other aspects in.
Yeah. No, I'm in the fortunate position. I get new music sent to me all the time, and it's so hard to keep up, you know. But
I can
I
imagine.
do always find myself falling back to my older bands like Motorhead, right, and Slayer, and just shutting everything off and just listening to my old tunes, you know. It
Right, right.
really helps out a lot. Like I love hearing all this new music and stuff and trying to keep up with the new bands. It's kind of what I try to do here on the show, right? But fuck man, it gets to you after a bit, you know, it just mentally overwhelms you. Music is almost worse than no music at all.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. There's just so much to it. You know, I mean, I guess part of the thing is, besides kind of being trapped in a listening bubble, I mean, we're always
Hmm.
working on our stuff. You know, I mean, we're either writing stuff, we're rehearsing for stuff, we're getting ready for this. So it's very time consuming. So when you
Hmm.
need to detach, you sometimes detach from, you know, that type of music, that genre, and you go someplace else to calm the mind, to take it
Hmm.
somewhere else, right? Because if it's always here, you're gonna kind of get you're gonna get snowblind, right? You just kind of
Yeah,
get like,
yeah.
so breaking it up a little bit and listening to, you know, different types of music, um, different different ideas on how to write
Yeah, I've got
music. You know,
some
it
weird
kind
shit
of,
on my playlist, you know, that normally
yeah.
people like when I'm at work and they're like goes from Slayer to Adele. I gotta act like, oh, I don't know how that got on. You know, and I'm singing along in the corner, fucking
I
working
got you.
away, right?
But when you come back to what you're doing, it helps. It's like a refresher. Like, oh, okay,
Hmm.
and it makes you see some things differently, or you pick up on things that you might have not picked up on before, and you're able to apply it. So that's the
Yeah.
way I look at it. You know what I mean?
No, it's so true. I agree with that too. Like that's kind of I'm in the same boat in that. Like I think we all are in that sense, you know. We always I got friends, they only listen to dance music, but every once in a while they'll like one of my songs. It's like, no way, you like this? Right? And vice versa. Some of their songs I'll pick up on, fucking get that beat in your head, you know, and go
Sure.
with it.
Yeah.
So are the are you guys are doing a show soon, are you not? Like you got any
Well,
tours coming up soon or what?
yeah, we have one Philadelphia area show left this Saturday. We're doing the
Ooh.
Metal Feast. We got some bands together. We're doing like a pre-holiday kickoff,
Hmm.
and it's like because our new holiday single and Christmas package releases tomorrow, so
Yeah.
we're doing a show the following night to help promote that as well as the new album coming. And then the first week of December, we're in the West Coast. We're doing a show at the Whiskey at the world famous Doll Hut, and we'll be out seeing Dangerous Doug. He's putting on a show there in 29 Palm, California, the Operation Desert Storm. So we're looking forward to
Yeah.
that.
I believe he put a little thing on here about that. There it is. Bam. I knew I seen it. There it is.
Cool.
Yeah. That
Cool.
sounds exciting, man. All the way California, eh? You guys
Yeah,
flying out or driving across or
now
how you getting there?
we're gonna fly out. It's just a short run, 3 shows. We were going to do more, uh, but you know, given the fact that we don't know what's, you know, like we're still kind of like waiting for that other shoe to drop, right? So we didn't want to get
Hmm.
too involved if we had to pull the plug or, you know, because that gets costly. So we figure we'll just do a small little run. We go in, we go out, we're done. We can wrap up
Yeah.
the rest of the year, kind of finish off the year strong. You know what I mean? Because we're all playing, everybody's playing catch up. We
Yeah.
lost last year, you know, because when COVID hit here and there was the lockdown or shutdown or whatever you want to call it, we were in the UK at the time. We were doing our first tour
Oh,
there, and we had to cut the tour short. We had to cancel the rest of, you know, and you know we lost out on it, unfortunately.
yeah.
And so do fans. But we're hoping that once all this clears up to a certain point, we can get back out there, kind of finish what we started. Right now we're looking at 2022, but with everything still up in the air, we can't get
Hmm.
any concrete.
And we're
So
pretty close to the end of the year. It'd be nice to just squeeze in one or two, maybe three more shows, as you said, right? And then
yeah,
you can finish the year out. I did something. I finally got out there and played another show, So I know up
yeah,
here it's opening up. Like FX may vary. They just did a show not long ago. I know, like when the pandemic happened, Cross Dog, their album as everything hit, and same with Empire d'Amour out of Montreal. Or no, Your Last Wish, sorry, Roxanne's band there, and COVID hit, poof, no tour, no
yeah.
nothing for their
I
thing, right?
get you. We released an album last year during, like, right smack dab in the middle of COVID, and unfortunately, without being able to tour it, play a bunch of
Hmm.
shows to help kind of like really get things going, have some bigger promotion, it just didn't do well, and
Hmm.
to celebrate this year being 10 year, we were going to do a couple big tours, but none of that took place. So we just decided to release music the whole year.
Yeah, just keep putting it out there. Late Night Trouble, they're
Yeah,
a newer band, but that's how they've been just doing singles, waiting for the world to kind of open up, and then they'll
right.
drop the full album and then tour with the album. But we're
Yeah.
actually going to go see them in the new year on the 22nd. They're playing here in Kingston, which is a bit of a drive for me, but it's worth it, man. They played at my birthday bash this year. Got
Oh, cool.
rained out, so it was a small audience and shit this time, but it was a good time though. We had Electric Dead and Late Night Trouble come up from Montreal and played for us. So
Right.
yeah, that was my first show this year. Technically, like with other people around and shit, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah, not just my stuffed animals on a fucking play in front of them, right?
Right. Yeah. As soon as they just kind of cracked open the door here to let bands start doing some things, we just took advantage of it. Now we didn't go hog wild, but we took maybe a show or two a month to kind of ease everything back into it, make sure things were whatever. And so we've been playing consistently since April. Not a lot of shows,
Yeah.
but enough to keep us, engaged. Um,
Hmm.
it's been fun. It really is. I mean, you really miss it, and the fans miss it. Because we all want to hear music, we all want to be able to experience it live. So it's good
Yeah.
that I hope that we just keep going forward as we're going. I hope we don't take any more steps back like we did last year. I
Yeah,
think
that
if we,
was they opened the door, then they close it, then it was
yeah, I
almost
know, right?
open, and then no, psych.
Hopefully this time, enough people get through the door that they can close it. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So
no, I hear you. I mentally like I need music, especially live music, and I didn't realize how fortunate I was on being able to do like 70 shows a year, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
yeah,
Technically, the right before COVID, I went to 71 and a half shows or something like that year.
wow, wow,
I try to beat my record every year. Like first time I started to actually go to shows, I did like 20 or something and a couple festivals, and then it's like, well, I can do more than that. The year before was like 59 shows or something, and my buddy Boog's like, we got to break 100. But work, I missed out on 29 shows. Almost got 100.
that's crazy.
But mm, I just love music so much, right? And then that became the birth of the show.
Yeah, no, I get
Basically.
it. I understand it. Sure, absolutely.
Mm,
We go with our passions for sure.
oh, definitely. So, other than music and shit, what else do you do in your part time? Do you do like fucking puzzles, crosswords?
Um, puzzles,
Yeah,
crosswords.
the tough questions, right?
I mean, like I said, I'm not. I read, but I don't. I go in spurts. I'll read a little bit, and then like I'll
Hmm.
read 6 months, and then 6 months I won't read. I kind of get my. I'm reading like this book on the Beatles right now. It's literally like the size of War and Peace, so it's taking me a time. But listen, I spend time with my family when possible. I enjoy watching movies. I'm a Netflix guy.
Oh yeah.
I get into shows. I like the the new Star Trek stuff they got out, Star Wars stuff. I'm a geek when it comes to that stuff.
Same here, man. I'm Star Trek. I watch Star Trek and what's the other one? Star Wars. I know there's
Yeah.
always one between what's the rivalry? Fucking Star Trek and the other one that everyone else watches.
Well, there's Star Wars, Star Trek. I mean, then you got
Okay.
some old heads that are still holding on to like Babylon 5 and
Oh yeah, yeah. Dune. I seen they just
Dune.
redid
Yeah, they're
Dune,
good.
right?
There's always there's that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I do a lot of writing at times, and I mean, I myself on the side, I interview artists myself, and
Oh, no, that's awesome.
yeah, I've been doing that I did that as it was kind of like it was a personal thing. I just wanted to connect more with artists and learn more
Mhm.
about, so I can learn more about myself, right? So a lot of the questions that I have, I would ask them, and and talk to people and talk out, question, things like that. And I've been doing that since 2017, and it seems to do pretty well. And I also during COVID, I wound up starting a podcast as an extension to that with my buddy Chris Natalini, who's a former singer of Blood Feast. And we just talk about the music business as it relates to artists, like as
Mhm.
our level, and we just talk about things that we did and ideas and how you could do this or do that. It's kind of interesting.
Oh, where can we find that, man? I'd definitely love to check that out.
Well, if you want to read artist interviews, you go to thecosmicview.com.
Oh,
You want to check out the podcast because we're in season 3 now.
yeah.
That's thecosmicvoice.com.
Oh, okay. Awesome, man.
So
Into
yeah,
oh, John's in too. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're going to be starting. Like, I've always pictured this to be like a network, and then we have, my show on Tuesdays, right? We have our paranormal show starting up here real soon on Wednesdays. I'm
oh,
working on the cooking show, right? The band started back up since COVID's kind of released, so my head chef, he's back on like practicing and tour. So he's like, we're gonna have to put it on hold. Let us get the album out. It's like no problem, bud. Fucking.
I got you. Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. Big changes coming. I'm actually heading to South Africa here in a couple of days. We're covering Death Fest while we're there. So that's just like 17 bands or something like that we get to hang out with and chill and interview and chill
Oh,
out with and stuff. So
yeah, that's great. Yeah.
mm. Well, is there anything else we should know about the band? Like you have the Christmas album. Let's indulge into that a little bit, fans.
Okay. So we
uh,
have the new single is "Rockin' the Holiday." Comes out tomorrow. It'll be available on all your streaming platforms, but you'll be able to get it for a limited time for free. You can download it for free. Go into cornersofsanctuary.com. I think it's till December 1st, but don't quote me on that. You can
yeah.
download the single, but that single then will be bundled together with a bunch of other songs we've been doing over the years, and it's "Rockin' the Holiday: A Merry Metal Christmas 8." So this is our 8th installment of the Merry Metal series, and we're excited about it. We got, it's a whole album, 9 songs of original holiday music.
Oh, original holiday. Nice.
We've also done some EPs of some more traditional versions like Jingle Bells and
Hmm.
you know uh, Hark the Herald
Rudolph,
Sing,
right?
Silent Night, and all that kind of stuff. So we do a metal version of it, and then we cosify it, and we add some other parts, stuff like that. So they're a bit instrumental, but they're kind of cool. Some of them are out on YouTube, so you can check them out. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
that released tomorrow, along with a lyric video for the new single. We do it every year. We look forward to doing it because we really have a good time. We enjoy Christmas, and the fans seem to really dig it. So we've been keeping it up. Like
Well, I'm
we're
not one for Christmas music, but when you put her in the metal form, I could probably put that on, listen to that all day,
me myself, I always kind of had an affinity for. I always liked Christmas music. I thought it was really cool. And I remember as a kid, I go, man, I'd like to be able to write some of my own Christmas music someday. And
Hmm.
metal guys have been doing it since the '80s. You just
Oh,
didn't hear
yeah.
it. It wasn't really popular. Dokken did it. Twisted Sister did it back then. There was a lot of that stuff. You just didn't hear about it, until TSO came. about, and I go, hey, that's just sabotage that people don't know. You know what I mean? So you got like old people rocking at TSO, and I'm like, and I get a kick out of it. It's like, man, this is sabotage, and they just don't get it. But
Right.
but it's successful, right? And that really kind of helped push, in my opinion, push more rock and metal bands to do holiday type music. And in my opinion, it's a way to hit a much bigger audience for about
Hmm.
6 weeks. Why not take advantage of that, right? And
No,
have
I
a
was
good
gonna say you got 6 to 8 weeks where everyone's just playing Christmas music
yeah,
everywhere. So why wouldn't you, like you said, take advantage of that, right?
yeah. We wind up getting on stations that we would never get on with the other music. So yeah, so I mean, on a business sense, that's pretty cool deal. Pretty cool
Hmm.
deal. So we're
How
usually
is? Oh,
ask us
go
by
ahead.
July or August. Hey, you guys doing a new Christmas song or whatever? And we usually record the Christmas material in August.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, this way we have time to get it all mixed and mastered while we're doing some of our other stuff. So
Hmm.
um, it's already it's in the can on the shelf ready to go. So we're not and no last minute thing. So yeah.
Now, do you guys record? Do you have a home studio you guys record at, or you guys rent out a studio and go to a professional one, or?
We do both. Now, I mean, last year we had to really take that to the next level and upgrade our home facility.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
and
just finished doing the same as well, right? Where I can now, before I just go to buddy's place or go to this
right,
place and record, and then yeah, when everything shit hit the fan, it was like fuck. So I got a custom computer made, and then made it just for doing the streams and my recording, and then
right, right. Um, but I mean, like it's doable in this world today, right? I mean, there's the equipment out there to do it, and you can have some really good stuff. But we've been doing a combination of that for quite a number of years. But just like you said,
yeah,
last year we had to up the ante to make sure that because it was like a ghost town, man. You couldn't leave, do
oh
anything, couldn't go anywhere, couldn't book anything. So you had to figure out what are you going to do.
no, we had a band on here this year. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was this year. No Skin, and they formed. They never even met. They just they knew each other through the music scene, and they ended up writing their own like an album together. And they actually met the first time on the show, but they came about because of COVID. They got
Wow,
sitting around getting bored, and then they you start chatting, gaming together, and next thing you know, they come up with a band name, wrote an album together, and then fucking they met live on the show. That was pretty cool.
that's awesome, man. That's the power of music. That is so
Mm,
cool. That's so
no,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
No, that's the kind of the cool thing with the show. I've seen kind of some awesome shit and hear some wicked stories through bands on how they met, and so like with you guys, did you guys all grow up together then, and then
Uh,
play? And
well, so James, he's our bass player. Him and I have been playing together since '85. So yeah, I mean, he's like family. Actually, to tell you the
yeah,
truth, yeah, I mean, he's family. Um, Mad T, our drummer, we've known him for over 20 years. When we formed this band, he was actually our roadie and drum tech, and he was learning our songs by being around us so long because he had played drums that
hmm
he wound up filling in a couple times, and we were like, oh wow, okay. And he wound up filling in a little bit more. Then we took him on tour because the drummer at the time he had a knee issue. He could, so
hmm
when the time came when we split with our first drummer, like it was just hands down. We knew that T was gonna, it's like, hey, there's just no thinking about it. We just took T on. And
yeah,
we've known Frank. Uh, we met Frankie through a mutual friend of ours in the industry, and he joined us in 2013. So, but it seems like Frank's like family too. So it feels like we've known him forever. He's around the same age, experienced the same stuff that we did. So
hmm
there's such a connection there. So to me, this is like the best lineup that we've ever had.
No, that's awesome, man. And like with the knee injury on the like, people don't realize how hard it is on your body just to like play the drums or stand there for the hour and a half and fucking up and down on the guitar. Like your hands, I know as a guitar player, my hands, fuck, they hurt sometimes when you're done playing. Like
Not sometimes, all the time. I know what you're
yeah,
talking.
right. But
And we're a lot of our own. So we're loading stuff up. unloading stuff, setting up, like, again, like we do a lot of our own stuff.
Hmm.
It's taxing on the body, and of course, the older you get, the harder it gets.
Yeah, and you're on the road, so you're either in a hotel or on a bus. It's not like you're sleeping in a king size bed every night or anything, you know.
Not, we're not. I mean, some other guys,
No. Yeah, some other
we've
peeps might
actually,
be, but
we were when we were in when we were in Germany playing, we actually, the last night, we didn't get a hotel. We actually slept at a rest stop in a minivan, waiting, waiting to. So we slept there. Boy, that was a hell of a time. Um, you know what I mean? And we drove the rest of the way to the airport, but we, because we figured, well, it's the last night. By the time we get back, it would just be, it just wouldn't be worth it
Mhm.
economically. So you sometimes have to do that. We did that in San Diego too a couple of years ago.
No, I did that
And then
when I interviewed Empire to More. I paid $30 for my parking. And then by the time we were done the interview and kind of drinking and stuff, I got back to the car. I'm like, they're not gonna let me in no hotel room, man. So I just crawled in the back seat. Like I already paid $30 to be here. I slept in the car, right? Got up in the morning, had breakfast, and then hit the road, you know.
right, it happens.
Hmm.
When we're on the road, I usually carry one of those. I carry one of those neck pillow things.
Oh,
Um, as more or less, I keep it on my backpack so that if we're sleeping in the car, I just put it on the window and I fall asleep, or I do
yeah.
whatever I do. But yeah,
I got
you gotta plan for that stuff, man. You gotta plan for it.
yeah. No, I got a little package from Air Canada while we were up in Thunder Bay 'cause they flew us back up there the second time. Second time I flew back up or whatever. Gave us a little flying kit. Came with the blindfold you put on, earplugs, man, a little bit of toothpaste, a little tiny toothbrush.
Nice.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I when I'm on the road, I sleep with earplugs too, man. I don't want to hear anything. I got to take as much time to sleep as I can get. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
And then yeah, if we're driving, normally I'm always driving, and like so I don't know, I get behind the wheel, man. I can drive for like 20 hours. People wake up, where the fuck are we? Oh, we're in New Mexico already, bud. You know?
That's cool.
Yeah, I love the road trips though. Have you done many road trips for the touring then? Or has it
Uh,
all been you guys went overseas, obviously, right? So obviously you flew over there and then
I flew over there, but I mean, there's road trips there as well. Like I'll drive here in the States. I mean, we've driven across country and
Mhm.
all around. I don't mind driving the States. I don't do well overseas, and I know James wants to drive in the UK again.
Mm. See, I don't
But
know if I would drive over there. I can drive pretty good here, but I know the rules. You're on this side. We don't have a lot of traffic circles around here, right?
yeah, I get caught in those roundabouts and I can't get off. So I
No.
mean, and there's so many roundabouts in the UK, it's like nuts.
Yeah.
And you know, but
Just
that's
pull
just
over, set up in the middle, put your show on right there in the middle of the
yeah,
traffic circle.
around and around and around and can't. I got driving in Belgium and I got stuck and I go, James is hollering at me. He goes, you got to get over there. I go, I can't get out of this thing. They won't let me over. And they drive like race car drivers over there, man. It's crazy. So
Yeah.
like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not driving over here anymore. I can't do it. You guys want to make it to the show? I can't do it. Yeah, like
Mhm.
European vacation. Exactly.
Yeah.
Ben, Parliament, Big Ben, Parliament, Big Ben. Same crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So true, man.
Oh, man, I mean, it was nuts. It was nuts.
Yeah. When I first drove to Montreal, that was to do Empire to More, a fantastic band from out of there. But the thing here in Ontario, nobody likes to drive in Quebec apparently, and I
Uh,
know why, man. Like as soon as I got into the province, there's no more lines on the road. Like there's everything's in French, so I'm learning French. I'm getting a lot better, but like I got stuck. You get under the tunnel, I guess goes under the canal there, St. John's Canal or whatever the fuck it is. And I got in there, man, and it's just green lights that tell you which lane's open or closed. I'm like, what the fuck's going on, right? Like, I got turned around. Oh, yeah, I had to stop, take a break. get out of the car, walk around, reorientate myself. Like, fuck,
Oh,
where am I?
no, I know exactly what you're talking about, man. You got to shake it off. You got to get the nerves down. You got to go like, oh
Mhm.
my God, crazy.
Yeah. The only other time that happened to me, I was down in El Paso, Texas, right before COVID started. I did a big road trip. Actually, when I got back, I stopped in Montreal, and that's when they locked the world down. But yeah, man, I was the whole trip. I didn't smoke all the way from Ontario all the way to there. I got into San Antonio at rush hour at night. Holy fuck, but I pulled over, got a hotel, drank a bunch of beer, smoked a bunch of cigarettes. I was like, I gotta leave like early in the morning, right? So I got up around 4 and hit the road, and there was no one on the road. And all I had to do was go a half mile down the road, and my exit was right there, and I was, out of all the shit. I was like, I was so close.
Oh man, yeah, I tell you, it can be tough sometimes, for
Yeah.
sure.
But anybody you guys give a shout out to, man, before we cruise for the night, or?
I just want to, first of all, I want to thank all the fans that have been supporting us the last 10 years, the audience. Without them, I know this sounds cliche, but really, without them, it would just be us playing in my basement. Music. So the fact that, it still baffles me that somebody besides the four of us actually want to hear our music is really humbling. So I do appreciate that. And the fact that we've been able to make 10 years and, we're hoping to keep going. I want to thank everyone for that. I want to thank everybody over at RFL, John and Doug and Sean and all the support you guys have been showing us.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. We've been with the label now over a year and almost a year and a half. So and it's been a real treat for us. So I thank you guys for that, and I thank you for having me on the show. Really do appreciate
Oh, of
that.
course. Tonight's been
we're,
fantastic, man.
thank you. We're looking to finish out the year as strong as we can, end it on a high note per se. And we have 4 more shows, and we have this Saturday outside of Philly. We're doing the Metal Feast, and then we're doing our West Coast. We're at the Whiskey A Go Go with Kill Devil Hill on the 2nd of December.
That's a strip club up here in Toronto. Yeah, Whiskey and Go Go. I don't know if it's still there. That's years ago now. Like since I've been there, but fucking yeah.
Kind of excited because we got to play. We played there before, right before COVID kind of hit, a couple months before. So we're excited to go back. And then we're at the world famous Da Hut in Anaheim on December 3rd. And then we're at the Rast Arena Cantina in 29 Palms. And Dangerous Doug from RFL is going to be putting on that show. So it's a Toys for Todd event. So, it's for a good cause. The Marines are going to be there. We're kind of excited about that, with our military, these guys, so it's fantastic.
Now, do you guys have Remembrance Day the same days as us, November 11th?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you, man. No? I'm sure we do, but I calendar dates like that. I know what Christmas is.
Yeah.
Thanks here. They're my big holidays. So no offense, disrespect.
Hey, no, none taken, man. Because I get confused because I'm back and forth all the time. So, like,
we just had. Veterans Day, and I don't know if that's the same thing as what you guys.
Yeah, that would be the same as our Remembrance Day then.
Okay, so yeah, it's relatively, so I'm not that.
Yeah. No, you're not that far out of touch, though. It's all good.
Not that far out of touch, but it happens.
So yeah, you guys are the same. Veterans Day and our Remembrance Day is on the 11th here. Doug's filling us in here, buddy. Thanks, Doug.
Hey, thank you, Doug. Appreciate that. Yeah. Well, Doug works with the military, so I guess they hammer it over the head there. They know it.
Yeah, my whole family, I should say, is military and was military, right? So I should know that too, right? But
yeah.
But no, I got to give a huge shout out to Kevin here. He's our fucking top fan. He's watched me from show 1, watches every fucking show. And we just seen him on a show, the people I'm kind of teaming up with when I go to South Africa. He was just recently on their show over on the Daily Delight morning show. So I posted up links on here. You can check it out. They got some good CBD products they sell. And then Stoned Daisies is another group I'll be teaming up with, covering the music side of things while I'm in South Africa. So I'm looking forward to that as well, right?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. I know, I can't believe it's happening. Like it all happened so quick.
Sometimes that's how it happens, right? Just boom.
Yeah, and I didn't even hesitate. I'm like, "Yep, I'm coming. I'll be there November 23rd." Just threw a date out there, like, "Yep, that's perfect." I'm like, "Right on." Make sure you have a big sign at the airport with my name on it, so I fucking can find you, right?
I'm sure they'll find you without a problem.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm pretty recognizable. We did get a huge compliment. Kyle is loving your fucking hair there, bud.
Thank you.
I wish I could grow mine long, but I can't get past that afro stage.
Actually, tell you the truth, that's why I have to grow it long, because if I don't, I boom.
No way.
Right?
It's like,
Yeah, and I mean, that stuff went out a long time ago. I could get away with it
mm,
in the late '70s, early '80s, but now it's just a little rough. So
yeah, yeah. So yeah, a couple bands. I'm wearing a local band, FX May Vary. They just did a few shows. They have some new ones coming up. And then yeah, Late Night Trouble. Huge shout out to them. Another band out of Montreal. But I'm drawing a blank on everything else. So huge shout out to everyone that watched tonight. You guys are amazing. Everyone seems to be pretty loyal. So thank you.
cool.
Awesome, man. Fuck, I really appreciate you coming on tonight, man. This was
Thanks for having
fantastic.
me. Appreciate it.
And
Thank
I
you. Thank you.
really enjoyed listening to all the music I could find from you guys. And then that polka dot video, though, that made me laugh. I was like, what? But that's awesome, man. Fucking, I
Cool.
appreciate you coming on, man. And then good luck on the tours. Hopefully
Thank you.
everything goes smooth and groove for you. And
Yeah.
in the new year, man, we'll have you back on because the new album will be out and everything. And we'll talk about the new things to come.
Sounds cool, man. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Happy holidays,
Awesome, man.
everyone. Be safe.
Yep. Play it loud, play it proud, people. We'll talk to you guys later.